Good evening, LinkedIn leaders. Hope you're well and hope you're doing amazing this afternoon or whatever time it is in whichever place you're at. So, quite a few people, I'm just going to get my cup of tea. Quite a few people have been asking me about how to transition their knowledge and know-how. So, transition what they know into some kind of online training, whether that be creating a short course for your customers and your clients so they understand what you do or what you offer or what your service is and what it can do for them, or whether you are a coach, a consultant, a trainer of some sort and want to now deliver your service digitally, which is obviously what we're looking at the moment more and more. So I thought I'd give you the 5 key areas, the 5 key elements or areas that you should be focusing on when it comes to creating your online course. So, well, what's the first thing? Well, first of all, what I basically call it your plan. Really, that's the easiest, simplest word. It's your plan. So, first of all, you've got to ensure that you create a plan for your actual course. So what do I mean by that? Well, when you create a plan, it means you're able to come up with a particular framework, a particular agenda for what it is that you want to do. Like, what's the outcome of the course? Who is it for? And also, how do you structure it? So it's really the structure of your course. You know, what are the different topic areas? What are the different subject areas? How do you want to split it up? What are the chunks you want to put it into? Because the truth is, there's a lot of online courses out there. They'll tend to be quite a lot of text and information, but sometimes you can't really consume it in the right way. And why is that? Well, it's usually because the person who's delivering the course, obviously they're an expert. And so they're not thinking that their client isn't. So when they're delivering it in a way that comes very naturally to them. Whereas what you've got to build is a structure, a plan, a framework, so that you can deliver the course and the knowledge and the know-how and whatever advice you're sharing, and you can deliver it in a way that really makes sense and it's easy to consume. And I think that's the key thing. It's really going to be easy to consume. So that's the first thing. So the first thing is make sure you have a plan. Now that plan also needs to ensure that you put it together really nicely so that it feels like a brand, it feels like a product in of itself. And that also means coming up with a great sounding name for your particular course rather than just a course to help you do X. So you want to make sure you put together a plan, a structure. It's almost like the architecture of a house. Second of all, once you've got the plan, then it's about producing the content underneath each of those elements. So how do you produce that content where the information is engaging, it's easy to be able to talk around it without you having to read it? So what do I mean by that? Well, often with online courses, you're either behind a screen or you're behind a PowerPoint presentation. So you're not necessarily always in front of a camera. So how do you avoid that kind of dull, monotone voice? And how do you avoid sounding like you're just reading words on a page? Well, how you produce your content, and there's a structure for that too, how you produce that content and actually make it quite empowering and interesting is really, really key. Because I'm sure you'd agree with me that if you're creating some kind of training course, whether that's a low cost item or whether that's something that's quite, it's your core kind of presentation, if you like, it's your core product, then what you want to be able to do is you just want to be able to produce it in a way where people start to get results or they feel driven to get results. So how do you produce that content so you don't feel like you're having to read it? You can actually become very naturally passionate about what you're saying, even if you're behind a screen or behind a PowerPoint presentation. So even if you're doing audio over slides, it can help you. So that's, first of all, plan, and then look at how you can now produce the content underneath that plan. Then the third element is all about how you package it. So what do I mean by that? Well, look, there is a lot of software, there's a lot of equipment, there's a lot of areas in terms of how your client are going to access it. So how will they access it? So you want to be looking at the whole package. How are you going to package this online course up? What are you going to do in terms of the type of software you're going to use, in terms of recording it, in terms of editing it, in terms of where are you going to put it? Where are they going to access it? So is there an area? Where are you going to store the videos, etc., etc.? So there's lots of different types of things that you can look at. But also in this part, when you package it, what extras can you give? So what do I mean by that? Well, what can you lend them as supporting material? PDF downloads, documents, things that they can go away and do so that they get the results that you want them to get. So first one is plan. Second is obviously produce the content underneath that plan. And the third is look at how you're going to package the whole thing. You know, are you going to use PowerPoint or Keynote? Which ones are better? Which one's more better for you specifically in terms of operating it? Lots of different software. Are you going to do it via Zoom in terms of recording it? Or are you going to sit in front of a video editing bit of software? Are you going to make it into an audio product, or are you going to actually have visuals? All of those kind of things. So that's looking at all of that. And also, like I said, the downloads, you know, could you have quizzes that they can go away and do? Is there a bit of homework that they can go and do? So that's the third element in terms of how you're going to package it. The fourth part is presentation. Yes. Now, as somebody who is a public speaking coach, look, public speaking is not just about how you present on stage. It's also about how you come across on audio and video. So if your online training course is one where you can't be seen, but you are behind the PowerPoint presentation or your Keynote presentation, how do you make it engaging? So you've got to make it engaging. You've got to use your voice extremely well. You've got to speak like you're having a conversation. So you want to make sure that you do that. And you want to make sure that at each point that you're recording, like I said earlier on, it doesn't sound like it's a recording. It just sounds like you are having a conversation, like they're in the room with you. So how can you do that? Well, really, it's about using your tonality. It's about ensuring also things like behind what's happening. You know, there's not a dog barking in the background. Your kids, if you've got kids, they're not running around and coming in front of the screen. There isn't any noise background, all of those kind of things. So you've got to look at the environment as well. And of course, what are the essentials? So things like the quality of your mic. Now, don't get me wrong, you do not have to buy an external mic. You can actually use the mic and camera that are on your laptop. But, you know, how is the sound coming through? How can you might need to adjust that slightly. Or there are some really cost-effective products in terms of mic products that you can get, which are very, very cheap to get on Amazon. What kind of external software essentials would be right in terms of making sure that you sound engaging? Even things like movement on a screen. If you are going in front of a camera, then how can you move? How can you move where you're not off the screen? But how can you move so that you're still feeling engaging? You know, can you ask them questions to engage with them? All of those things. So there's lots of things there that would really, really help to make your online training course one that is very, very interactive, one that is empowering, but one that really holds your client's attention. So far we've had plan the content and the structure of your course, and build a structure. 2, create the content underneath that structure by ensuring that you include things like advice, tips, you help to transform their beliefs, and also you're giving them some how-to structure. Number 3 is packaging, looking at both the hardware and the software, as well as PDFs and downloads that you can give them. So start to create some of that as additional material and resources. Number 4 is how you present, making sure that you present in a way that is really engaging. And number 5 is how you promote. So obviously LinkedIn is something that we're always talking about how you can promote on there. So you want to promote it, you want to inform people, start telling people around it. Use funnels to promote it. So you can use things like ClickFunnels, Samcart. Build your own funnels. Build some lead magnets to attract people and get the noise out there. Get people knowing about it. So those are the 5 areas on how you can create an online course, and you can do that from the comfort of your own home straight away. So that's it. running out of time because it's only 10 minutes. I will speak to you soon. Take care. Bye.